Welcome to the North Shore Community Association's podcast for Thursday, November 23rd. Hello, this is Chantal Hortop filling in for Annie Lafrenière, the NSCA's Programs and Communications Coordinator. Today's podcast will feature an interview with Hoffman Wolf, talking about SEEnet's upcoming event in Baie-Comeau for Social Economy Month. In the second part of the episode, we'll tell you all about upcoming community events and some of the services available on the North Shore of Quebec.
Thank you so much for being here today. We're so excited to chat with you. I was wondering if you could start just by introducing yourself, telling us your name and a little bit about your position.
My name's Hoffman Wolf, and I am the Social Economy Manager for SEEnet, which is the initiative by the Quebec provincial government to better integrate the province's English speakers into the social economy. Our sort of umbrella organization, the Regional Development Network, to oversee the initiative, and the Regional Development Network is an association of 18 organizations based in the regions of Quebec to work on development for English-speaking communities.
That's really cool. Thanks so much. I was wondering if you could describe the term social economy and kind of how we use that term.
Social economy, it's depending where in the world you are, the definition is different and it can vary. In Quebec, there's actually a Social Economy Act they just had a celebration for its 10th anniversary that defines what the social economy is. The purpose of a social enterprise or of the social economy is to meet the needs of the social enterprise's members or their community. So rather than just being a totally for-profit enterprise to benefit the shareholders or the owners, there's an element of the community and membership there. That said, it also aspires to economic viability. So it doesn't exist exclusively via grants or government funding or donation, but there is an element of revenue that's generated. However, it's also independent of government. While the government can contribute to it, the decision-making authority isn't with the government, but it's independent of that. So there's the element of democratic governance. Any surplus needs to be given to the members or put back into the social enterprise. And then if the enterprise is dissolved, then the remaining assets have to go to another organization with similar objectives. So what that looks like in practice, having said all that, is it's cooperatives in Quebec, and it's also revenue generating nonprofit. So it's a nonprofit that, again, doesn't exist exclusively on donations, on grants, on government funding, but it has a portion of it that it brings in its own revenue. So that can be anything from a museum that charges admission to, say, a Meals on Wheels program where the users pay for a portion of the cost.
Cool. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's really interesting. And SEEnet is kind of falls under that category. Is that correct?
Nope, because we don't have a revenue generating element. So we're purely funded by the provincial government.
Okay, cool. Thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about your work with SEEnet?
SEEnet was started in late 2021. The provincial government, which is a big supporter of the social economy, had noticed that English speakers in the province were not participating in the social economy all that much when it came to starting social enterprises or using them as ways to benefit the community. So we were sort of started to see what could be done to better integrate English speakers. So we sort of have three areas that we work in. One is education, which is just explaining to people what is the social economy, how does it work in their communities, why can it be a viable solution. One is project support. So for English speakers who have an idea of or have a social enterprise that they're working on, we offer support with that. And our other element is getting better connected into the sort of ecosystem of the social economy within the province. There's a lot of organizations, there's a lot of different groups that already work with the social economy. So we're trying to get better connected with them. And so these groups see SEEnet as a resource that can help them connect to the 1.2 million English speakers in the province.
Cool. That's a really interesting network and so important. I was wondering if you could share a little bit of information about the event that you're organizing in Baie-Comeau on the 28th of November in relation to Social Economy Month.
November is Social Economy Month every year in the province. So the different regions throughout the province, different events are put on. They can be anything from informational to highlighting different social enterprises that already exist in the province. Each region of the province has what's called a pôle d'économie sociale, so an office that works with sort of oversees the social economy in that region. So we're part SEEnet, and SEEnet's member in the Côte-Nord, which is called the North Shore Community Association. They're based out of Baie-Comeau. They have offices in Sept-Îles and Fermont. We're working with the Pôle d'économie sociale in the Côte-Nord to put on an event in English to introduce people in Baie-Comeau in Côte-Nord to the social economy. So one portion of the event, it will be 5 it will be 5 to 7 p.m. on Monday at the Anglican Church there in town. So it'll be sort of a social economy 101. So we'll explain what it is, presentation of what are some examples of social enterprises in the region. And then after that, we will have social entrepreneurs from the region to come to talk a little bit about their parcours, their route to starting their business, starting their social enterprise, and what their relationship is with the social economy and why they see it as a benefit in the region.
That sounds like such a cool event. Is it like a ticketed event? How do people get involved?
It's totally free, so people can sign up through our website, SEE-net.ca. It's all free. There's food and beverage that'll be there.
Cool. That sounds like so much fun. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit too about what the importance of events like this is and why it's important to keep events like this up in our communities.
SEEnet and RDN, our umbrella organization, we're fortunate to have really good partners throughout the province that we work with. So it's important that while we do some webinars, we can do project support, but to really be on the ground in the community to explain what it is and to also connect people with, even if it's the Pôle d'économie sociale, who are some local people involved in this. It's important to get English speakers to have sort of a local connection to these events. So that's why we've been doing them throughout the province. We have one actually this evening in Gaspé. We were in Châteauguay last week. We're in Quebec City Wednesday. So we're going throughout the province to really bring this to a local level and show English speakers who are found throughout the province. Here's what they may have heard of the concept, but here's what it looks like. Here's what you can do if you're interested in getting involved with a social enterprise or starting your own. Here's the framework, and here are some of the resources available.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. We really appreciate it, and I'm sure that the listeners are going to be excited for the event. That was pretty much everything I wanted to ask you about today, but I was wondering if there's anything else that you feel our listeners need to know about this or pertinent information that might be interesting.
Throughout the year, keep checking our website. We do hold events, even if you're not in the North Shore, but somewhere else in the province. We also hold different webinars and training sessions. So if it's something you're interested in, like I said, SEEnet, SEE-net.ca. Keep following us, and we're happy also if you have a project idea, anything like that, please reach out. We'd be happy to help and see what we can do to work with you and point you in the right direction as far as getting started.
Cool. Well, thanks so much. I hope that you have an amazing turnout.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks.
Winter is coming. On December 2nd at 10 a.m., you can join Amber for a fun, snowy Saturday morning of storytelling at the Louis-Ange Santerre Public Library in Sept-Îles. To reserve your spot, contact the library. If you'd like some Christmas crafts with your stories, Amber is also hosting a stories and crafts activity on December 3rd at 10 a.m. This event will take place at Le Manuscrit Public Library in Port-Cartier, and you can contact them to reserve your spot. It's toddler time. Join Amber at the North Shore Community Association on December 8th at 10 a.m. for a fun morning making your own art with puffy paint and a tree ornament for the holiday season. Contact the NSCA office or email a.dalby@quebecnorthshore.org to reserve your place. Do you need some help with technology? We've all been there. Take advantage of our #TechTuesdays initiative. Drop by the NSCA from 1 to 3 p.m. on any Tuesday to get some help, or check out the NSCA's Facebook and Instagram page for tech support and cheat sheets. Thank you for joining us for the NSCA podcast. We'd like to thank our sponsor for this podcast, the Secrétariat aux relations avec les Québécois d'expression anglaise.